Watch the River Flow was the first song that we wrote together with the Union in mind. Just a straight ahead rock song, really.
Watch the River Flow is like I suppose a very sort of direct link with what I was doing before and what Pete was doing before. There's elements of Thunder and Winterville in there. I think it's a very sort of straight ahead blues rock with a kind of, that sort of dynamic that comes from like Free and Zeppelin and classic sort of 70s English rock and roll, really.
Lots of energy to it, really good fun to play live. And yeah, I think it's a good way to kick off the album, I think.
It's exciting, it's a good statement of intent, and I think, it hints at how exciting, the band can be like. Easy Street is quite a poppy tune, I think, for us. I mean, it's maybe the poppiest tune on the album. In fact, it started life as a tango, strangely.
And it's just a song about, an older man who is, he's worked hard all his life, but, for whatever reason he can't get any work anymore. And it's basically him just telling his wife, trying to reassure her, tell her that everything's going to be alright, But he's also really pissed off about it all,
It's an unusual, because of the hint of tango, it's a kind of unusual kind of slant on a sort of, on a rock tune. And works very well in the context of the album, I think.
Well, I wrote Saviour back when I was still in Winterville, but I never got the chance to record it with a band, so I always really wanted to hear how it would sound recorded with a band.
The first time I heard Saviour, I just thought it was this beautiful, kind of mournful, slightly sad, contemplative sort of song, which Pete sings so well. It's the sort of thing he was born to sing, really, and it's like a really nice marriage of lyrics and music. There's a pedal steel on it. There's a hint of Americana, country and western, and a backing vocal arrangement that's in that kind of Crosby, Stills, Nash, Eagles sort of type thing, which obviously we both love.
Luke came up with the backing vocal arrangement and the chorus, which brings the song to a real emotional crescendo. And yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it sounds great. Step Up to the Plate is a song that Luke wrote. Quite a, fast-paced, not angry, well maybe a tad angry, but,
I have to take most of the responsibility for this one. It was born out of a sense of frustration, as, some songs often are. It's frustration of not being able to control the people, that are working around you sometimes, and being let down and being disappointed. Just another day in the music industry, really. But sometimes, you've got to vent your spleen, air your frustrations, and punch the wall, metaphorically speaking.
When we recorded it at Leaders Farm, I remember everybody's really excited when, we heard the first playback through the speakers. Just, really fun song. Well, Holy Roller is pretty much a straight-ahead acoustic blues song, really. And I kind of like the idea of the devil sort of keeping tabs on, the good people in life and trying his best to corrupt them.
Pete came out of the room that he was singing in, slammed the door, and it was like, wow, that sounds good. So we recorded the door slamming. That became our bass drum.
Rather than using drums or anything like that, we we recorded a slamming door down at Walton Castle, and we used that as a bass drum, and then a couple of us, doing hand claps, and we used that as the snare.
The irony being that we used samples in what's the most kind of old-fashioned traditional song on the album.
A feel of, I don't know, like almost like a chain gang sort of song, or something where, imagine, in the deep south, singing at a church or something like that, and everybody's just, stamping their feet and clapping their hands. I don't know whether we achieved that or not, but, I like it.
My Name is, well, it's me pretending to be God, which obviously wasn't that hard. I was listening to the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil, which is obviously a fantastic song. And it occurred to me that nobody had written or attempted to see, you know, the world and everything from God's point of view in a kind of modern and contemporary sense. So, you know, it's a large thing to take on, but I thought, well, what the hell.
Another one of Luke's. Great lyric to it. It's quite funny that we, you know, this song comes straight after Holy Roller, which, you know, Holy Roller is about the devil, and then this song is, you know, God talking.
And once I kind of got into character, it was a lot of fun. I wrote loads and loads of verses for it and picked the best ones. I guess you could kind of sum it up by saying it's like God writing his own PR statement. And he's grumpy, he's a bit miserable, he doesn't feel like he gets the credit he deserves. You know, because the devil's much cooler, the devil has the best tunes. Where God sees himself as being kind of, I think maybe a little staid, a little boring, doesn't get any credit for all the great work he's done. And yeah, so this is just God looking at his own work and the world and how people see him and moaning about it really. So anyway, if you're watching God, no offence, okay?